Let's go to record to.
There we go.
All right. So now we're going to officially start. All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Movie Talks and Chill. We're your hosts. I'm Tony Cerasuola.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And I'm Gavin.
Yes.
No, wait,
yes.
no, I'm Doug Tschirhart.
Wait, what's different about Gavin now?
Gavin had a transformation in the year.
So much more handsome now.
New Year's resolution.
Hey.
And
last time we recorded without Gavin, I almost said I'm Gavin Butts.
Yes.
I had to fight that this time, dude.
Yes.
I couldn't resist. I had to say it.
And we have Haley back with us again. Hello, Haley.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Here.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024.
Mm.
So I'll just kind of kick off. Basically, we talked earlier. I kind of told you guys 2024 is the first episode of the year, so special for you guys too. You get to join us on the first episode of 2024.
Excited.
But we're basically just it's gonna be like an open forum kind of conversation. We'll talk a little bit about the festival coming up. That is coming up very quickly, 3.5 months, and 3.5 months flies.
It will.
I can't believe it's been
Already
almost
in
a
it.
year. And then whatever topics, Haley, I know you had talked about some things of upcoming movies and stuff, maybe some things you've seen. So
I did some research.
oh, nice.
Nice.
Well, why don't we kick off with your research? What research did you do?
Well, okay, so in 3 months, I will be 30 years old. So
Welcome
I've
to
been
the club.
Patrick's almost 40.
I'm past the club,
Fuck you.
so I'm past that.
I was gonna say, which one of you is in the club?
I am still.
Okay, so
Jesus Christ. And it starts.
it's okay, Patrick. You don't look a day over 40.
You
I
two
was gonna
need
say
to stop
Patrick,
talking.
No, I love the banter. I love it. No, so I've been feeling kind of like nostalgic lately. So I've been going back and watching movies that maybe I loved as a kid or maybe only saw like once or twice. So I was looking at that and then I was comparing like 2004 movies because I can't believe like movies like Mean Girls and Dodgeball are 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Say an Anchorman, like all these movies. And then I was comparing it to 2014 and now it's coming out in 2024. And I have some insights.
Well, tell us, what are your insights?
Well, from doing my research, as I was telling you, I wrote it all down.
See? I'm not the only one who takes notes.
I know.
So
I just show up.
Well, it was the Christmas episode. We watched shitty Hallmark movies. So
Oh.
I wrote 2 pages worth of notes.
oh, thank God I was not a part of that episode.
I wish I
Valentine's
wasn't
Day
part of
coming
that
up, it
episode.
was maybe a topic.
It's the only time I wished I had the COVID.
Yeah, right.
After working on plenty of those, I'm like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but turning 20, it's Mean Girls, Dodgeball, Anchorman, like The Village, 50 First Dates, Series of Unfortunate Events, Kill Bill Volume 2, Spider-Man 2, Shrek 2, Fahrenheit 911. It's just like, I can't believe they're 20.
2004 was a good freaking year of movies.
Right?
That's
I
actually
thought
14,
it-
2014.
Oh, 2014, sorry. You're right. Holy crap. No.
Yeah.
She said 20 years.
Oh, yeah, 20. You're right. You're right.
It's like,
And then
don't
10
do
years
that much. It's
before-
not 2034 yet.
Then 10 years before was 1994, which Tony and I already know was the best
Yes.
year of movies. Anything that ends with a 4, I think is.
We've had a little debate on that because I'm more of an 84. We talked about that. You were 94. 94 did have really good movies, but I busted out with the 84 movies too. So
I mean, I was 83, so. But the 80s had the best movies in general in my book, but 90s were fine. 94 was the best year for music.
I'm not gonna disagree with that one.
That had some of the best albums ever come out. I know it's not a music podcast, but it is.
we've
did,
been on so many subjects.
I
It
know.
could be an anything podcast.
Yeah.
It's
I also was looking into it too, like any year ending with a 4 seems to be a good year for Jim Carrey too.
Okay.
Makes sense.
We
Well,
had Ace Ventura in the
Grinch is
Mail,
2004, right?
yeah.
and then
Yeah, that movie
2004
was
was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and
That was a
Series
great
of
movie.
Unfortunate Events. And then I don't know I'm not really sure what he's been doing lately. He's kind of like walking around saying I'm not Jim Carrey anymore. So
Yeah, I haven't
He's-
seen him really do.
He wanted to
much.
get into serious roles, and he did, and then people said, "Nah."
I think the last movie I saw him in was Sonic 2.
Show.
He had
I
some
love-
personal issues, I think, so I
Yeah.
think he stepped away for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he came back for, the Sonic movie, which was so inspirational, so Oscar worthy. Like, way to make a comeback.
Yeah,
I love those movies.
yeah.
I thought they were great. One of the best video game adaptations ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably up there. With Mario Brothers, the original. Just kidding.
As much as I love John Leguizamo, worst movie ever.
Well, I remember reading an article where the guy who played Mario, I can't remember his name at the movie.
Bob Hoskins.
Yeah, he was so drunk on set that one of the sliding door.
He didn't want to be part of the movie.
Yeah, it broke his hand. So if you look closely at some of the scenes, you can see the cast.
And he's a great actor.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to be in that movie.
I don't think anybody.
He didn't know what he was doing in that movie. He said they wrote the script as they went along.
Oh,
well,
that makes sense.
In John Leguizamo's second one-man show, I don't call it like a stand-up because he does like an hour and a half, 2-hour long things on like off Broadway, and he always portrays. He goes through his life and he portrays every person in his life. So he does every character, and he's talking about the girlfriend he's dating, and they get into a big fight, and he's like says something to her, and she's like, "Well, you know what? Super Mario Brothers sucked." Like it destroyed it.
No, am I thinking of the right? Oh God, I feel like Patrick right now. Am I thinking of the right person? Is he the one? No, it's not John. Who is the guy that's always in the Coen Brothers movies? He plays Jesus in Lebowski.
I can't.
Oh, Patrick.
It's Sunday morning. That's the problem. My brain isn't awake yet. He is the Big Lebowski.
No.
No. You're thinking of.
Purple.
They made a spin-off movie. He's in Barton Fink. He also directed, or he was in one of the Transformers movies too.
John Turturro.
Yes, John Turturro.
Yeah,
that guy.
There we go.
They are very similar. I see why you would.
Hey, it's a trivia episode now.
Did you guys see him in? Though I really liked him in The Menu. Did you guys watch The Menu?
I've seen The Menu.
With
I did
John
like
Leguizamo in that.
Well, John Leguizamo, I think we talked about it before. Yeah. That movie Chef.
That you love that. Yeah,
that was 2014. That was 10 years ago.
Was it? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, 10 years, right?
Great movie.
Yeah.
It was surprising. It was a hidden gem. The only reason I found out about that movie is because they started doing a Netflix show called The Chef with Jon Favreau cooking throughout it and meeting all the different people that worked with him on the movie. And I'm like, what the hell is this movie? Like, what is this movie?
So I see a time in between Marvel and Star Wars.
So I searched high and low, and I couldn't find it like anywhere except to buy it. And then luckily my buddy Rob, who's got the Plex server that he loads up all these movies, it was on there. I'm like, are you kidding me? I called him up like, Rob, I love you. Because I'm going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, I'm watching this.
Oh, but no.
Yeah, it was on Netflix for a while, I thought.
It still is.
It might be still on there. Yeah, because I think that's how I watched it.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, very good.
And you learn a lot about cooking.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like
Savage on YouTube for cooking advice.
What's that, Haley?
I opened my mouth. That's what happened.
Yeah.
No, I felt like 2004 was definitely like a boys comedy kind of year, like with all those. 2014, I feel like it was like a mix of a lot of Marvel and a lot of like you had like the Hunger Games and Divergent and I don't know
like book adaptations, but a lot of that came out.
And then you also had, I think 2014 was a really great year for TV, actually.
Yeah.
Because you had American Horror Story still going strong before it went to complete. Cool. And then, but Ryan Murphy was also coming out with shows like he had People vs. OJ, he had Feud, Betty and Joan, which they're doing a new Feud this year. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Let's go back to 2004 real quick. And actually, this is a good question for you, since you're the audience. How do you feel about there being a remake of Mean Girls, but it's a musical and it's coming out? I wasn't the audience. I mean, I've seen the movie. It's good, but I'm not like.
I want to trust Tina Fey, but I was actually I'm happy we segued into this because I realized that in 2014 and this year, there's another Godzilla, another Planet of the Apes, Beetlejuice 2, another Ghostbusters. It's every 10 years they're just repeating, and it's like very circuitous. And so with Mean Girls, I obviously love the original, and I want to trust Tina Fey and Tim Meadows. But Tina Fey kind of let me down with her past like 2 or 3 movies. And I feel like Mean Girls is one of those movies where it's just like, why? You made it a Broadway musical. Now you're making a movie about the musical it's just, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna see it.
Yeah.
Of
I didn't even know they were doing it. I went and saw Poor Things the other day. This
Okay.
movie called Poor Things.
Oh, I can't wait for
It's
that
really
one.
good. It's very different.
Your ghost
Patrick would
last
never
night.
love it, like it. Patrick would be like, "What the hell is this?" You'd
That's
probably
just
like
what a movie is.
what?
He doesn't know what a movie is.
I know. Well, that's
It's a talking thing on the wall, right?
It's that thing that box.
It's the moving pictures.
Yeah, the moving pictures. It's very good though. It honestly, if Emma Stone doesn't get a Oscar nomination, I'm burning all of the Academy down because like she's so everyone's good in it. But in the trailers, it was Mean Girl, and I'm like, so I'm texting a friend of mine like, "There's another Mean Girls." I guess I was out of that loop. I mean, that's not a movie for me. Like, but I was like, "What the?"
Well, I just learned that they remade The Color Purple.
Oh yeah. I knew that. I have a friend that worked.
All this year, it's all remakes.
Let me make a commentary on that.
Yes. Oh God, here we go.
The Color Purple,
need a
and that
disclaimer?
one's a musical too. It's
Yeah,
like,
is it? Have you watched it? I haven't seen.
I
it
haven't
yet.
seen it yet. No,
My
and I'm
friend
not,
of mine
I'm not
saw it,
going
and she
to.
said this one's full on musical.
I am not
Way
going
to
to see it.
the original.
I saw the Color Purple once. I was already depressed the first time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be depressed the second time.
Right?
Singing.
Yeah.
Sing along depression.
It's like the happy sadness. I can't
Yeah.
do it. I can't do it. And it's
Yeah.
like, again, with remakes also, not just changing up the format, because that's what I think why they're trying to do that, where they're changing the style of how they're making
So are
movies.
musicals back? I feel like every like 10 years, like
We have Wicked.
I love musicals. I have nothing against them, but I feel like they go through like there's like 10 musicals, and then they nothing for 10 years, and then there's another all musicals.
Well, I just saw, so when we were shut down for Christmas time, because my normal work shuts down for that week, and I had some time off, so I said, hey, I'm going to go see a movie, but there was nothing in the theater that I was really excited to see. However, there was one that I was 50-50 on, and that was Wonka.
Oh yeah. I was 50-50 on, but I think I'm gonna go see it.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, everyone I've talked to said I was pleasantly surprised.
And the guy, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was the one that played in Dune that plays Wonka.
Yeah,
the young version of him.
Timothée Chalamet.
So he does
so.
Oh yeah, she knows a lot of stuff.
Well, all the girls love him.
And
I don't. He's way too scrawny. He looks like the guy from Corpse Bride. No, that's Pete Davidson.
He looks like if a toothpick got shaved down a little bit.
Yeah, he's cute, but he's I need like
more.
Yeah.
You need more.
Need more
You need a really tall fat guy from these dimensions. That
you know anybody?
He needs a giant.
6 foot tall, 7 foot wide.
Well, I'm 5'9", so I like need someone at least 6'1".
Yeah, there you go.
I'm tall.
But I will say that character, he had so many Gene Wilder like mannerisms from the original Wonka that you could actually tell.
Who
Okay,
to me is the real Wonka.
Yeah,
I love Johnny Depp, but that wasn't Wonka.
I was just about to say it wasn't as great as Willy Wonka or what's his name, Johnny Depp on acid with trained squirrels.
Basically,
like that version?
basically, yeah.
That whole movie is just a.
Well, it was nice because they didn't do like, with the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake, that Tim Burton did. That was again a complete remake. Whereas like this one is a prequel, but you could tell just by the visuals of it, they try to stick obviously completely different time frames, and their technology wasn't there, but they try to stick pretty close to a similar style as the original one.
Yeah, to the Wilder one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Spoilers. Wait, so is Grandpa Joe still a freeloader in this new Wonka?
Well, so nobody else is there yet because it's him when he's like young. I'm assuming he's supposed to be like in his early 20s. Yeah.
Right.
So it's just him, but
he worked in the factory.
I will say the thing that creeped me out the most from the trailer was the
little Oompa Loompa.
What's his name is
Hugh Grant.
The Oompa Loompa freaked me out. Did you read the article though about when they were modeling him? They actually sent like nude photos of the Oompa Loompa because it's his face on a thing, and they sent those to him to Hugh Grant. The director did. And he was like, what the hell is this? And it's like nude Oompa Loompas.
Wait, so is it Gene Wilder, all the Oompa Loompas are different? Or is it Charlie where they're all the same person doing the same thing over and over?
No, so in the new one, in the Wonka prequel, it's just one Oompa Loompa. It's just here. Now, they don't show the other. There are other ones.
I was going to say, did they clone him?
That exists. But
hermaphrodite?
No, he got I can't explain.
They live on an island, bro.
I can't explain without spoiling it, but basically he's he's trying to meet up with Wonka for a certain reason for something that happens. I can't say anything without giving it away, but so it's basically just him, but he does emphasize that he's an Oompa Loompa, and he's meets up with them, and eventually they kind of have an kind of heated relationship for a little bit. He's only in a little bit here.
They work for
very little Oompa Loompa though. It's a lot more of the story of how he's just getting started.
And the chocolatier or whatever.
Yeah. So
I was excited about the Loompa drama.
I know, right?
Got a lot of Loompa drama.
A lot of Loompa drama.
I got another puzzle for you.
Oh man.
So and I was looking too here for 2004 also. A great Christmas movie that came
out.
Oh,
that's my favorite.
Christmas with the Cranks came out in 2004. I love that Christmas movie.
I just watched that like twice.
The one with Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis
and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Actually, just got
Is that Tim Allen?
It keeps popping up.
Is that Tim Allen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God! Team America World Police came out in 2004.
Oh my
that movie's amazing.
When my grandmother, God rest her soul, has been with us for a long time. That was my grandmother's favorite movie.
Your grandmother's.
You've got to understand my grandparents. They're both no longer with us, but when they were alive, she would tell my grandfather's name was Michael, but she'd call him Mickey. She'd be like, Mickey, it's like a porno movie with puppets. This is how my grandmother would explain it. Yeah,
that is what it is. It's
my grandmother.
Oh my God, that movie.
She was a huge movie buff too.
She had to make that movie today.
No.
Oh, I don't think the best Punisher movie came out in 2004. The one with Thomas Jane.
The one that shot here.
Yeah. I tried to be an extra in that one.
Did you?
It was like 3 miles.
I know a couple people who worked on it.
I think Alien vs Predator was 2004 also.
I think so.
Nice.
Torque came out in 2004.
Which one?
Torque. It was supposed to be the Fast and Furious.
I never watched that because it looked like it was just a rip-off.
Well, back then I rode a motorcycle. I was like, "Oh, this movie's gonna be
it was a motorcycle version of Fast." Yeah.
But that movie sucked so hard.
Girl Next Door came out. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that movie.
Also, The Grudge.
Oh shoot!
Yep.
The Grudge came out.
That was sort of a knockoff of Ring, though.
Oh, Chronicles of Riddick came out that year too.
Oh, the only good one of that series, and the only good movie Vin Diesel's ever made.
Well, Pitch Black was pretty good too.
Oh no, Pitch Black was good. Yeah.
So this
that
was
series
the sequel.
Was good.
Yeah,
and that's
the Aviator
Vin has ever made. I'm sorry to say.
Eurotrip came out.
Dynamite.
I love that movie.
Eurotrip came out in 2004. Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
I got inebriated the other night and I listened to that song like 5 times.
It's on one of my playlists, so once in a while it comes up and I'm like, oh my God, this freaking song.
Halle Berry's worst movie came out in 2004.
Oh, The Notebook came out that year?
No, Catwoman.
Oh, that.
Don't you talk about her with Catwoman.
That movie sucks so hard.
Okay, but she looked awesome. And
she looked great, but it was a bad movie.
Village
came out.
Anchorman. Wow.
Anchorman,
You're right.
Shrek 2.
Troy.
I had it all written down in the research.
Yeah, there you go.
I know. Look at you.
Troy. Oh God.
Oh, Without a Paddle.
Alexander. Oh my God, I saw that in the movie theater.
Which was about that. What was it? DB Cooper.
Yeah, they went looking.
Yeah,
they went
because the friend is dying or whatever.
Yeah.
Last trip.
That was like Dak Shepard, Seth Green, and
what's that other guy's name?
He was just in the Five Nights at Freddy's movies. Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Matthew Lillard. Yeah.
Dude, I like that movie. I don't know anything about Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't play the video game. I knew nothing about it, but I used to work for Chuck E. Cheese, so I was like, I gotta watch this movie. And so I watched it. And I'm like, this movie's awesome.
Really?
Oh, we used to joke around, and I'm sure it's crap for everybody that plays the game.
I don't play the game, but we all know that I'm a little girl, or
you
when
know,
it comes to horror. I sat through that movie perfectly fine.
I don't think it's a great horror movie. I just think it's a fun. When I was 18, I worked at Chuck E. Cheese, and we had the animatronics. I mean, I could tell you.
What'd you do?
I ran the game room. Like I was just like fix the games and make sure they.
I used to work at Celebration Station, and I would be like the engineer.
Yeah, you carry around.
Yeah, I could look up all this.
The engineer.
They don't just give you a name. No, I was like the game technician.
Yeah.
I'm like
the mouse on
just resetting all the arcade games. Like
someone
unplugged them and plugged them back.
I had to open up the camera, the cabinet, hit a button.
Yeah, usually it was just like resetting.
Yeah,
and then you give the kid his quarterback. But we had animatronics, and I used to joke when we would have to be there overnight to like do inventory or like fix games or something. I'm like, these things are gonna come to life and kill us. Like I know they are.
Speaking of which, there's a Steamboat Willie.
Oh,
movie.
God.
Yeah, because the
Supposed to
Mickey
be
Mouse.
terrifying.
That's
Yeah,
something
the original Mickey
so-
Mouse
yeah,
is
This
now
is
without
something
copyright.
we should talk about because people are getting it very confused. Mickey Mouse itself is not.
I know this answer,
Is not even the name. They
Hmm.
should not be using the name. Disney's probably going to come.
but
after
the
them.
Steamboat Willie
It's
version
the
is.
Steamboat Willie and the Plain Crazy version
Mm.
of Mickey. Just the look of him
Yeah,
is out of copyright.
Yeah.
That's
why they keep updating him every like 5 or
So
6 years.
so he knows one thing. He knows this whole time that I've known him.
Well, the reason why,
Copyright.
the reason why
Yeah.
he knows this because he
Copyright.
actually was looking forward to Winnie the Pooh Blood Money that came out
It's a
last year.
similar thing
Oh
that-
my
with that,
god. Yeah.
the whole thing went.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why he's wearing a red flannel because in the original version he didn't have the shirt, so he wasn't allowed to wear the iconic
red shirt, yeah.
because that version is still in
It's still
copyright.
because Disney's smart.
Yeah.
And Disney's the reason why it's 95 years. It used to be 30 years.
Yeah,
And then in 1998, they were like, we're not going to lose Mickey. Like, no, we can't, or whatever year it was. So they worked with, they got the government to basically say, okay, we'll do 95 years. Because if you think about it, 95 years, like if we created something now, in 95 years, well, yeah, in 95 years, none of us are going to be here anymore.
That's right.
So it's sort of I guess that's originally the original, like, it was
lifespan
like,
of the creator.
yeah, it's like, all right, you created it, but after whatever,
He's
that's
dead now.
he's dead now.
Dead now. Who
But
cares?
they didn't anticipate companies like Disney being around for 100 years
Yeah.
and owning this. It was one of those things because, back then we were 100 and something year old country. So
Yeah.
it was like,
It
oh,
still freaks me out that things like Mickey Mouse or I can't think of the other one I just had in my head. Like all these like magical creations of this Walt Disney guy, also with Dr. Seuss, and they were like terrible people in real life. They were like
most
it would,
people
like-
were back then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
People
like,
are
no,
today too, but,
but-
Yeah.
Do you know
much
that
changed.
anytime you see a picture of Walt Disney, he's smoking a cigarette and they had to crop it out. So
Yeah.
like you'll notice in every picture he's like that, or he's like kind of holding it.
Well, yeah, well, that's a modern thing. In fact, in the movie Saving
thank you
Mr.
for
Banks,
smoking. They
Yeah.
did that too.
Yeah, but in Saving Mr. Banks, Tom Hanks plays Disney,
Mhm.
and there's one scene because the problem is that Disney was known as a smoker. He died from smoking, so you think that would be a thing that they
And
Talk to any
karma.
employee, he's not dead.
Well,
apparently.
they said he had such a weird, like he had a smoker's cough. So when you're working, you'd hear coming down the hall. You're like, boss is here. And you'd start, the boss is coming. You knew he was coming because of that. So they were like, well, we can't not show that in this movie. Tom Hanks did a good job portraying him. And so there's a scene literally when she walks in the room and he's putting out the cigarette. That's how because you can show cigarettes in movies.
Mhm.
Well, you can always do it without getting immediately it's a PG-13 or R rating if they're smoking.
They smoke one in Peter Pan, don't they? Or is that a cigar?
I think
It's probably a cigar.
in the
Yeah.
book they did.
Probably,
Yeah,
actually,
I
probably
think the movie
peyote.
is
The
a cigar.
books,
On the
don't
side.
ever compare the books to what in the Little Mermaid, they eat the Little Mermaid at the end because she's a fish.
Yeah,
So
Yep.
Cinderella, she doesn't wake up.
yeah, exactly. And so let's not compare the books to the thing. If we want the real versions, they would be
Oh, I've read
they'd be horror
my,
movies.
My mom and grandma made me read the original Grimm fairy tales. Of all
Oh
of those
geez,
things.
yeah, with
They are
Little
so-
Mermaids in that, yeah.
Little
He
Mermaids.
sat you
Cinderella,
down
Sleeping
in the
Beauty.
dark. No wonder
Yeah.
why he doesn't watch movies.
I love that Disney was just like, I've got this book of really messed up
Yeah.
things. Let's make them the children's movies. How do we change the ending?
And all
Cinderella
parents
did.
dead. There's
Yeah, oh,
always
yeah.
a dead parent.
Yeah,
You're not a Disney princess if your parents aren't dead.
no,
That's
you have
right.
to have dead parents.
Another thing, prequel to Lion King. Why? Why do we need to know where Mufasa came from?
I didn't even watch the live actions.
Yeah, I
I didn't
didn't
watch
watch
any
it.
of the live actions. I
Well,
didn't see
the
Little
live
Mermaid.
action of the Lion King was all CGI.
It's this, and we've had this debate on here, I think, before. This goes to where does a live action movie that has a lot of CG go from being a live action movie to a animated feature?
Yeah.
Mm.
I would love to see real lions acting in that film.
That's what I'm saying.
Barnum and
Fucking
Bailey got in
love
trouble for that.
Yeah, that won't happen because that
I
and they'll eat the crew.
Yeah.
Damn it, you missed your cue again, Lion.
And then the director Jon Favreau died.
So what are they
He
just
did
gonna?
the Jungle Book one, which I heard was good, but
Mm.
So they're
It
just
was
gonna
okay.
roar and you're gonna subtitle. it?
Maleficent, I think, was the best.
oh, I love Melissa.
Which was
That was sort of
2014.
it wasn't even like the original story, which is what I liked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind them doing that. Like, even Cruella with speaking of Emma
Loves
Stone,
that too.
that was
season
good
one of that coming too.
because it's, but at least it's a different story than just taking, like, I love the original Beauty and the Beast cartoon. There's something about that. I don't know when it came out or whatever.
like that one.
1996
I was,
or something like
yeah,
that.
I think that was like, 93 or 94 might have been, but I just remember being like, I really like this movie. And then I watched the live action version of it. And it's literally beat by beat by beat. Like, what is the point then? It's like when
But they also add in that the mom died.
yeah, they did. Yeah, you're right.
How do we make
they-
this different? We kill someone.
Yeah, they did they added a few things, yes, but it wasn't enough to make it a different story. Like, I don't know, but but it kind of reminds me of how Gus Van Sant. Have you guys ever seen his version of Psycho?
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's literally beat by beat by
horrible.
beat.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's fun.
The horrible.
That would have been 94. That was in the 90s. I don't remember what year,
Yeah.
but it's
That was
terrible.
that. It's on YouTube, and they actually do like the scene by scene comparison.
Yeah,
of
it's the
like,
exact same.
Why
he-
bother?
Well, he said for him it was an experiment. He wanted to do like mimic Hitchcock, but I'm like,
Then
that's a
mimic
bit
him in
too
your
much.
own way.
Yeah, do it in your own way.
Yeah.
Like that movie doesn't need to be remade anyway.
No.
Or if you're gonna do what they did in like the show, the Bates Motel show was
That
really
was good.
because it's a different story and it's a prequel, but it's like him growing up as a kid.
I didn't really get that show. I couldn't tell what time period it was in.
Well, that's the problem is they made it a little more modern, but it's
Sure.
supposed to like end with him becoming, well, it does basically end with
Yeah.
him becoming the Norman Bates we see in Psycho. But yeah, they kind of modernized it for the new audience. But I liked it. I thought it was a good show overall.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with Freddie Highmore. Is his
Yeah.
name? Wasn't he in another?
Vera Farmiga,
He was in another he was in
in The Good Doctor. He's in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
And
He was in Charlie
and he was in Finding Neverland. That's
and he
what I'm
did that other show too, The Good Doctor,
Oh yeah. He
which
was
is actually
Doctor.
very good, where he plays the autistic.
Yeah. He was good. Yeah.
That's so funny. He's Charlie and it's all coming together, guys. 2024.
Yeah.
So go see Wonka, everybody. So we
this
learned
is
nothing else.
Tony's Vice of the Week.
Yeah.
Wonka.
See Wonka.
I've been telling us that for 2 weeks
See
now.
what ones I got coming
I
out.
keep saying I'm going to do it, and then I just haven't. I've been busy though.
Yeah.
So.
I tried to go see the new Miyazaki film over the break, but by the time I was able to do it, like they were showing 2 or 3 showings.
Yeah, a day.
Yeah. And then by the time I was able to, it was either like 9:30 in the morning in Tampa or 6 o'clock at night in Port Richey.
Yeah.
And no theater was showing both the dubbed and the sub versions. Like, you want dubbed, you go to this one.
Yeah.
You want subbed, you got to go to
I
this
hate
one.
when they do that for those kind of movies.
Yeah.
The problem is we had, which they all pretty much bombed, but you had Aquaman 2 came out over the holidays. You
Yeah, that got
had the
banned
new
hard.
Hunger Games movie came out over the holidays. And that's all going to take over those theaters for
Yeah.
those kind of movies. Like
I
every
got
movie
it.
I wanted to see that wasn't one of those movies, like
Yeah.
was gone within like a week because
And a couple of my friends saw The Boy in the Hair, and they're like, "This is an amazing movie." I was like, "I really want to go see it,
Yeah.
but I don't have time until next week." And next week, like you said, Aquaman 2, it took over
Yeah.
like 4 of the theaters.
every theater.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I watched, I did watch, not in the theater, but we got it available to us. So watched that Hunger Games, Songbirds and Snakes. I'm deathly afraid of snakes, so I should have known better. There's a lot of snakes in that movie, and I'm like,
It's in the title of the
I know, and I'm like, but there's a lot of them, and I'm
That
like,
goes back. Do you remember Tam Honks, that Family Guy episode I was telling you about when they're doing
Tam
this
Honks.
movie trivia? But they're saying there in the movie, and then they're like, the best is when they say the name of the movie in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
They call it out. That's what that just reminded me of. It's like, well, it is called snakes. I don't think it's going to be spiders.
And there's just so many of them, and there's a lot, and it's the way they put them in there. I was like, I had to fast forward through some. I'm like, I can't watch this. It's just like it's too disgusting.
I think I've only seen the first Hunger Games, so I would be so lost.
I've seen them all only because at the time when they were first coming out, I was with my ex and she had read
Like,
all
yeah.
the books with her daughters. So her daughters would be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, we got to go see it." I'm like, "Okay." The thing that drove me nuts about all of them is that her and her daughters had this horrible habit of
Talking.
telling me things after they happened in the movie. So
Oh,
like the tracker
This is
jacker
my
thing comes and it comes out. She's like, "That's the tracker jackers after." Mom, I got it. I'm watching the movie.
I'm not lying.
literally-
I'm
I'm
guilty
not
of that. I
blind,
do
man.
that too.
But
You're
is that
excited
worse
to
when you're watching the same movie with someone and they ask what's going on? Like I have just enough
Oh, yeah, I
information
hate
as
that
you
too.
do. Like
This is why I go to movies by myself.
She would do that to me too, and her daughters would do. I take their daughters to the movies, and they're like, "What, Tony? What's happening?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you watching?
Yeah.
There's audio. You can hear. They are literally
And
explaining
see what's going on in this.
It's kind of like watching like a murder mystery movie where they finally explain how they did it
Yeah.
at the very end, and they're like, "Well, how did that happen?" He's literally telling you how it's happening right now.
Listen,
Stay with
I
us.
say that to people all the time. I'm like, just watch. They're gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I don't know half the time.
I'm on like either side. I'm either the one going like, see, that's a tracker jacker, what they do, blah, blah, blah. Or I'm like, you know, when I went to go see Beau is Afraid, my friend was like, what is it? I was like, dude.
I don't think
I'm
anybody
fine.
knows what the hell happened in that movie.
I love Ari Aster though, because the
I do
plot
too.
is so simple. Like the plot, like literally the movie's about him going to see his mother with
Yeah.
like the backdrop of all this tumultuous, which I think goes so well with like Midsummer and Hereditary. It's like Hereditary is about a family like just kind of going to hell and like bad stuff, and then Midsummer is just a breakup in the backdrop of a Swedish murder cult. So
all movies I will never watch again. And here's why. And it's not that they're bad. They're just movies that really made me uncomfortable.
Like
while watching them.
Yeah.
Teeth, another one, yes.
Teeth
wasn't bad.
Teeth was horrible.
No, Teeth is awesome. But it's the most fucked up movie.
Oh my god.
ever.
My friend and I used to have
I could probably give you some movies to watch that have never been in the mainstream at all, but I have found them.
Have you ever seen Cannibal? Oh crap! Now I can't remember the name. I'll have to remember.
Is it like the 70s?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's where they have
all the women come up. Yeah, the
they
girls
put a girl and they right through her body on a stake.
Yeah.
And it was so gruesome that they got arrested. The filmmakers got arrested, and they had to prove that they didn't actually kill all these people in the movie because they thought it was real. They thought it was like a snuff film. And yeah, it's called like Cannibal.
I know exactly which one.
Oh man,
it's either cannibal or cannibalism or
Cannibal Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust. There you go.
Yeah.
I have to watch this
on the way in. He's just sitting back like, what is this movie? Well,
something I have to watch.
I don't know if you've ever seen this one. So there's a movie called Gutter Balls.
Heard of it?
Your kind of movie though. Maybe his kind of movie.
There was a restaurant I used to go to, Antonio's, when it was still open here in the area, and there was a server there because I would go in there all the time. And one of the servers, I learned later she was a little messed up in the head. But she's like, and I was doing movies at the time. She's like, "Oh, I love movies." She's like, "Here, I've got something for you to watch." And she lent me this DVD. And I walked back in like the day after I watched it. I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" And she's like, "It's a great movie." I'm like, "What?" I'm going to repeat, "What is wrong with you?"
I remember in college, a girl's favorite movie was Funny Games. And I was like, "Oh,
no,
you need to go watch that." And I came back like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
I cannot
get his knee broken by a golf club.
I will say I walked out of Poor Things. I saw it last week, and I literally said to my buddy who had already seen it, and I said, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
Did you ever see Dogtooth by Yorgos Lanthimos? Same director.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I like his stuff. Like the favorite's great.
I can't watch The Lobster. I saw it once and I was like, I can't watch.
Same with
Colin
Farrell. Yeah, that was a weird
another movie I can't.
Lobster. I can't. It's too like screwed up.
It's weird.
Same with like Darren Aronofsky. That's how I feel about like Mother. I'm never watching again.
Fountain.
Requiem. I can't watch again.
The
Fountain's probably his least of like weird movie, like that weird, but I love The Fountain.
I remember I told some friends of mine about The Lobster, and because they were like, "What do we watch?" I'm like, "Hey, I saw this really odd movie. It's really weird," and they took that as this is really good.
Yeah,
and they just interpreted it. Yeah. Well, they came back after they saw, and they're like, "We are never taking a movie recommendation from you again." I'm like, "I told you it was weird.
Weird can be good. I mean, I say that a lot of movies are weird, but
Everything Everywhere All at Once is the weirdest movie I've ever seen.
I love that
most
movie.
Oscar nominations for an A24 movie.
And I'm glad that helped. I think
that movie was fantastic. I loved it. I watched it like 3 times.
I'm surprised he's even seen it.
Not me. Sometimes he'll shock. It's a New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
But resolution. Here's a messed up one, and they made 2 sequels, and I watched the first one and I got sick, and then I tried to watch the second one and I got sick at the first 10 minutes. I couldn't watch Human Centipede.
Oh, you didn't like the saga of the centipede?
The saga, yeah, because there's 3 of them.
It was gross. It was so when they got to the second one, and he's like,
watched those movies.
He's chipping teeth out like out of the people so that they can't. And it's like I'm like, oh, I can't watch it. Nope,
I
done.
I
Not
never
doing
watched it.
Not gonna do it.
I always just think of that South Park episode. It's called Human Centipad.
Oh, yeah.
Like Carter wants to get an iPad, and the guy Kyle doesn't read like the
Oh,
terms
God.
and conditions, so he has to go.
Oh yeah, because they made fun of the iTunes thing. Is what they were making fun of. Like, because everybody just goes accept, and it's like Apple could put in there like, we own your soul now.
Yep.
I love that.
That's exactly what happened.
I remember after that movie the first one came out, and then Conan O'Brien on one of his episodes when he was still doing his stuff.
Yeah.
He had the human monorapede, and there's all these people in black outfits, and they had the candles on their backs crawling out, but they were all connected by one like leotard.
If you guys have never seen Conan O'Brien takes one of the people that work for him is taking a driver's test.
So that's so funny.
I've seen that stuff.
I watch it
With Kevin Hart and
every time.
Is that the one with Kevin Hart and
Ice Cube?
Ice Cube, and then they take this little young Asian girl, like, and she's like learning to drive, like she's probably like 21 or something, and the whole time Ice Cube's trying to go buy weed, like the whole time. It's like,
and they do.
I know, then they do.
They go to the dispensary. They make Conan drive so they can go smoke. They go to Popeyes after.
Yeah, that's right. They do at the end because Conan's like, only doesn't do it, smoke. So he's like. So he gets in the scene. They're all just puffing.
Oh,
I don't think he had to. I think the contract
pop in there.
Oh my God!
If he's popped up as smoking,
They had
that would be hilarious.
Cameos too, and I can't remember. Like they ran into people like on the street and stuff. So
I just love how they call him a male. That he says hold on, CD. How they call him a night walker. Like male prostitute.
Yeah, night walker.
So,
hey, you're a night walker. Oh my gosh, those are great.
It's like a vampire type thing.
So I just remembered the Golden Globes are tonight.
Oh, that's right.
They are?
They are tonight. I was gonna pull up the list to see who's.
Yeah. In the meanwhile,
yeah.
for 2024. No, you're fine. Because I didn't realize that was tonight already. That's just the remakes and the prequels and sequels alone. Deadpool 3, which I am excited about. Deadpool 3, I'm stoked. But Godzilla, another Mr. and Mrs. Smith, another Garfield, Furiosa.
We're not going to talk about that Garfield.
Yeah. Furiosa, which is a prequel to Fury Road. Another Planet of the Apes, another Inside Out, another Bad Boys, another Quiet Place, an adaptation of Twister.
Yeah, I heard it's called Twisters.
And another Ghostbusters. And
now that one I am excited about.
I
am excited about the Ghostbusters one. Hey, I'm a diehard Ghostbusters.
And the Godzilla one I'll watch.
Yeah. And there's also, I think this is my favorite too, there's going to be a Roadhouse remake.
I didn't hear about that. I know. No, I know. I heard about that. I'm like, what?
Ask him to leave, but ask nice. Yeah. Take him out, but do it nice.
Just like in Family Guy.
Don't mess with the Swayze dog.
Although I am interested to see how they're going to do the throat ripping.
I was going to say there's certain things you can't really do anymore, so it'll be interesting.
The kicks are fantastic. The family episode where they make. I talk about.
Who's going to be in that? Who's in it? Does it say?
Hold on.
I haven't really heard. I mean, I heard they were doing it. And I didn't know they had it like announced. Because the thing we're going to run into with probably more 2025 is because the strikes went on for 6-7 months. We're going to get everything that was made before was able to be finished now.
Yeah.
And then.
Can you give me one guess each of you give me a guess as to you think.
I looked it up, so I can't be involved in this.
Wait, as to what?
Who's going to be the new Roadhouse? Who's going to be the new Swayze in Roadhouse?
New Swayze dog?
Oh, God.
I have the answer.
Don't say anything.
I won't.
Please don't let it be like Zac Efron or something like that. I have no
idea. No, let me think.
I wish that actor would that.
Who's a modern Swayze?
It's not who you think.
Too bad it wasn't Chris Farley if he was still alive. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would let that happen.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Really?
Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna.
Jack Twist is gonna be.
He can't even act that well.
They haven't given the character a name.
Yeah. Like
but
Conor
Conor
McGregor
McGregor is also in this film.
No, I heard that. So that's the only one I've heard of.
And Conor McGregor's in it too.
Well, because he's the producer of it.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the producers as well. Like I think he's the reason it's being made.
That sounds right.
So, all right.
I remember seeing that video where
and what's the other one? You said Roadhouse, and there was another one you mentioned.
There's
Your last two. Didn't you say the last two? Maybe I missed it.
They're doing another Twister, another Beetlejuice, another Ghostbusters, another Roadhouse, Godzilla.
Which I will point out a slight funny little fact about that with the Beetlejuice 2.
Yeah.
So Beetlejuice came out in 1988.
Yeah.
Then Mr. Keaton went and did Batman in 1989. Well, in 2023,
Mr. Mom, was that before Beetlejuice?
he did that before. That was like 84, I think, 84, 85.
I love that movie.
So you have 88, he did Beetlejuice, 89, he does Batman. Then in 2023, he did Batman in the Flash, and in 2024, he's
been Batman in like 4 projects.
Yeah.
And in 2014, he was Birdman.
He was, and that's a great movie too.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Very good.
And all right, game. Do we have any time?
I think we got about 10, 15 minutes left.
All right.
I'm going to let it run.
Okay.
Well, I was just going to, I mean, we can just have fun with this, but I'm going to tell you guys what is nominated and we should figure out who's
Yay!
The Golden Globes are tonight. I don't even know how to watch them. I didn't even look. I think ABC are they on or something like that?
Probably.
Whatever. All right. So best picture in a drama. Here's what's nominated. Oppenheimer.
Obviously.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Good one.
I love that movie. So good.
A
little long. I could have probably cut another like 30 minutes out of it.
That's his last like 3 movies. The Irishman.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Same thing. At least that one was on Netflix because you
right.
It. Maestro, Past Lives, which I never saw that. It's an A24.
Yeah, I didn't see Past
I didn't
Lives.
see that one. The Zone of Interest and Anatomy of a Fall. I actually have not seen those last 3, so I don't know.
I'm gonna have to guess that Oppenheimer's going to take it because
Yeah,
Oppenheimer had such a
Oppenheimer.
big thing. I'm not saying it was better than.
I think Killers of the Flower Moon deserves it.
I
more
think
than
so
Oppenheimer.
too.
But it's gonna be
But I
Oppenheimer.
think Oppenheimer got so much hype.
Yeah.
He already won. What's his face? Is it Cillian?
Cillian, yeah, Cillian.
Cillian?
Or is it Killian?
Because
remember, he's Irish.
Yeah, well, he's killing it because he just won some kind of desert award last night for Oppenheimer. So I think he's gonna win.
Oh, he'll probably win. Yeah, he's on the list for, I think, best actor.
I remember him being the bad guy in Tron too. That's about it.
Yeah, and he was Scarecrow in
Dark
Knight, or in Batman Begins and Dark Knight. All right, best picture musical comedy. Barbie.
I did not see it.
Which I actually watched.
I thought it was so boring. I have a bone to pick about that because I thought it was going to be like a funny, like kind of like a satire, dark humor type of movie. I feel like that's what they were kind of marketing it as. And I go see it and I'm like, I saw it with my dad and I thought it was going to be like a Deadpool type. And we're watching it and I'm like, how many monologues about like how hard we have it?
Well, we're not the audience. She is, but we're not. And
I love that movie. I thought it was great.
Barbie?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was pleasantly surprised that I thought Ryan Gosling was hilarious.
Killed it.
He killed it. I like Margot Robbie. I think she's a little stiff.
Kate McKinnon.
Maybe that's the character.
How do you not like Margot Robbie?
What?
How do you not like Margot
Robbie?
Robbie?
No, I know. She's great. I thought it was funny that they put in all the like rejected Barbies into it. Like they had the pregnant Barbie Midge. And they had
weird Barbie.
The Barbie that I guess there was a Barbie that you can make her boobs grow. Like I never even knew that existed, but it was real.
There's one, the most controversial Barbie that ever came out was like Sleepover Barbie. With a scale, like a weight scale, permanently fixed at 110, and a little book, and it was like how to lose weight on the back and said don't eat.
Yeah,
and people bought it.
I was pleasantly surprised. I liked it better than I thought I would. I think it should be Best Picture? No. But I bet you it'll win. That's part of it. But I'll give you the rest of them. Barbie, Poor Things, I really like that movie. American Fiction, haven't seen, but I've heard it's really good. Holdovers just got onto Peacock, I think, and I got to watch it. I've heard that's really good. May, December, and Air, which Air was awesome. I did like Air.
Yep.
I don't know any of those besides. I really did not.
Thank God I'm not the only one.
Oh.
Yeah, outside of Barbie, I haven't seen any
God.
of us.
I only like a musical if it's like a bio, but like I love Rocket Man. Across the Universe.
I don't like that they they put music.
Bohemian Rhapsody was good.
They should split.
Bohemian Rhapsody. They're
Like,
coming out with a movie called Back to Black for anyone. Find out that's going to be biopic. That's this year, and they also have what's the other one that they're singing? Oh, Bob Dylan? No.
Oh, Bob
Marley.
Bob
Marley.
Bob Marley. Yeah. I do want to see that.
Really
that I would watch.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
So I think unfortunately, I think Barbie might take it.
Yeah,
but I think any of those other movies probably deserved it more. But and then so best director, motion picture, Bradley Cooper for Maestro, which I have not seen yet. I've heard mixed reviews on.
Directed that?
What?
You directed that?
I can't get past his fake nose in it.
Didn't he star?
Look him up in that and see what he looks like. He has a fake nose. It's almost like Johnny Depp's character in the Kevin Smith in Tusk.
Oh, in Tusk, yeah.
He's like
the investigator.
And he's got this little giant nose, which he wanted to. Yeah, he told Kevin Smith, he's like, "Does this look like a penis?"
Yeah,
and he shows it, and he goes, "Kinda." He goes, "Good, that's what I was going for."
Or it's like
Tusk was 2014.
Matt Damon in Ocean's 13.
Oh yeah,
like the nose plays. The nose plays.
You got to see what he looks like with the. I don't know. I can't get past the face.
Looks like Steve Martin from Roxanne.
Yeah, look at show him. The nose. I just can't get past the nose.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
So
looks like go ahead.
No, you're fine. Greta Gerwig, Barbie, Yorgos Lanthimos, poor thing.
Yes.
I think he deserves it. Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer probably will get it.
Yeah. No.
Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon.
It depends on who takes best picture.
And that's who will win. Yeah. Celine Strong, who I don't know who that really is, honestly, Past Lives, but I didn't see that. It was an A24 movie though, so I need to.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about that one.
Maybe it didn't. I don't know. That's so weird. Usually those movies I'm usually hear about. Best screenplay. Barbie.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Of course. It's all the same.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yep, all the same movies. Which Killers of the Flower Moon is based on a book, so I guess they don't do. So they must not do an adaptation like Oscar split it where it's original. Because I think
I was just about to say they're changing Barbie from original screenplay to adapted screenplay.
Yeah, that's in the Oscars, but in this they don't have it adapted. They just do it all. Because also Killers of the Flower Moon is adapted.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer technically should be adapted because it's the story of a real person. Is like all his biographies, but Poor Things is also adapted. So most of these movies are adapted. Again, don't know Past Lives or Anatomy of a Fall. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama. Bradley Cooper for Maestro.
Cillian Murphy,
Oppenheimer. Leonardo DiCaprio, Killers of the Flower Moon. He was great in it.
Yeah.
Coleman Domingo, Rustin. I never saw that, but I did hear that was good. Andrew Scott, All of Us Strangers, and Barry Keoghan for Saltburn, which I haven't watched yet, but I've heard is interesting. I guess
I'm Rustin.
Yeah, Rustin is it's a true story. I don't remember what I saw. You know what I did? I watched one of those, which I love, and you probably watched these. Is Variety does these actors on actors or like tables. And
I just watched one this morning.
Yeah, well, they have one that they just did that has like all these people. Like literally, it's I don't know Bradley. Yeah, it's not Bradley Cooper, but it's Cillian Murphy, Coleman Domingo's on it, and a few of these other people. So it was really good. Best performance by an actress.
Margot Robbie.
No, she's not on it.
Oh,
Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Terry Mulligan from Maestro, who I do like her, so I do need to see that movie. Sandra Holler for Anatomy of a Fall. Annette Bening for Naiad. Never heard of that.
Oh, I love Annette.
I know, but it's called Naiad, N-Y-A-D. I'll have to watch that. Greta Lee for Past Lives. And Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla, which I also never saw, but I know that came out. That was not a huge release. So
I love Sofia Coppola, but like, what is all of a sudden the obsession with Elvis again? We had Elvis and then the Priscilla a year
because what's her name died, didn't she this year?
Yeah,
Priscilla.
I think she did.
She died
this year, last year,
or last year maybe.
You think between the time she died and the time that the movie came out was? I feel like she was like planning that movie before she died. No.
Yeah, probably. I can't remember. All right, best performance by an actress in a motion picture, musical, or comedy.
This is where your
Margot
comes in.
Yeah, she's in this one actually. You're right. That makes sense. Fantasia Barrino, The Color Purple.
Oh.
Jennifer Lawrence, No Hard Feelings.
That movie's hilarious.
I like that movie. I didn't think I'd like it,
Stupid, but it's so funny.
and she puts it all out there, so it's like, holy crap.
I got to the part where she threw it all out there, and I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty decent. Oh, wait, no, this is Failure to Launch. I've seen this movie.
Oh, yeah, well. Natalie Portman from May December, which I've not seen, and now I need to. I didn't realize Natalie's in that. Alma Poisty, Fallen Leaves, Margot Robbie, Barbie, and Emma Stone, Poor Things. I think Emma Stone.
Emma Stone or Margot, I think.
It'll be one of them, probably.
For sure.
Although they may give it to The Color Purple, Fantasia, because they didn't get nominated for the.
Well, she hasn't done a thing since American Idol, so it's about time.
Yeah.
Reward her for coming out of the house.
Oh, yeah, it is that Fantasia. Oh, yeah, now I know. Okay.
You know any other Fantasias?
I just assumed there might be another Fantasia. I don't know.
The hippo from the movie?
Yeah, the hippo from Fantasia.
Well, that was the name of the world and Never Ending Story.
That is true.
They
It's called Fantasia.
the original Fantasia, didn't they?
No, they just have a sequel called 2000 or whatever.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
The remaster.
I don't know, whatever. Yeah.
The brooms are still dancing.
All right. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture musical comedy. This is actor.
Ryan Gosling.
No, he's not on this. Nicolas Cage for Dream Scenario. Timothy Chalamet for Wonka. Matt Damon for Air, which is I love Air. Air was well done. Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, which I need to watch.
Paul Giamatti.
Joaquin Phoenix for Beau is Afraid.
Okay.
And Jeffrey Wright, who I love, but I haven't seen American Fiction yet. He's in American Fiction.
Okay.
I would love if Joaquin won, but
yeah, Beau's Afraid. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
Who was the first two? Who were the first?
Nicolas Cage, Timothy Chalamet.
I think it might be Timothy. Which, by the way, why does the first E in his name have a little over it?
Because he wants to be special.
Yeah.
No, I think he is from. Isn't he from somewhere?
I think he's from France.
France. He's French.
But why not on the second E? Why on the first?
Because it's Chalamet. Hey.
Go
All
see
right,
Wonka, hey.
Wonka.
Oompa Loompas, hey.
So now we've turned it into a Brooklyn, like a mob.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, you're hanging out with a Long Island.
We're back to the Mario movie.
Willie the Chocolate Maker.
Best supporting actor in a motion picture is Willem Dafoe. Hell yeah, he did so good in Poor Things. Robert De Niro, Kill His Flower Moon. He was good. I don't know if he was the best part of that movie.
No.
Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer. Possibly, yes. Okay, so they're considering Ryan Gosling a supporting actor. They put him in this.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
I appreciate that, actually.
Although he is sort of a main.
I thought he was a co-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's sort of weird.
Yeah, but there's no Ken without Barbie, so he's a supporting.
I like Michael Cera's character. Oh God, what was his name?
Ken or something.
No, he wasn't a Ken. He was the one guy that isn't named Ken, and I can't remember what it was.
Alan.
Alan, yeah, he's Alan. He's just Alan.
If you guys get a chance, I don't know if it's on YouTube, but it is on TikTok. There's a guy that impersonates both Michael Cera and Jesse Eisenberg. And have the two have a conversation with each other about like the littlest, like what movie we're gonna watch. It is so
I'll have to look that up.
It's so funny.
All right, so Robert Downey, Ryan Gosling, Charles Melton for May December, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things, which I've never seen Mark Ruffalo in this role in that movie. Like he's so good, and he's the opposite of what you would like. All you ever hear about Mark Ruffalo from people I know that have met him or like whatever, he's like the nicest guy on the planet. In this movie, he is the biggest asshole you've ever seen, and he plays it so well. But in the interviews I've seen, he's like, it was hard for me to do that. Like he was apologizing, and he had to have some really intimate scenes with Emma Stone. Like she's naked in like 80% of the movie. So like, but like he had to do these, and it's almost like he had to be a total like dick, and you're just like, holy crap, it's good. I mean, I love the movie. I love it,
Ruffalo. Bring it on. I love the Foxcatcher.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever see him in Start Again or Starting Over? I think with him and
Keira Knightley.
Yeah. He's great, but he normally plays the nice guy or the the buddy, or I mean, he was in Zodiac too. He was good in that, but he still played like I think what is the cop in that or something. He was one of the informants or something. Yeah.
Shutter Island, he was in.
Oh, I love
he was
Shutter
the
Island.
partner.
The Now You See Me.
I love. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
He's the FBI.
I love him. I mean, he's Hulk too. I mean, can't.
Yeah, 2004. He was 13 going on 30, 20 years ago now.
Oh, shoot, he was in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Best supporting actress in a motion picture. Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer. Daniel Brooks, The Color Purple. Jodie Foster in Nyad. I gotta watch Nyad now.
It's a Netflix movie.
Jodie Foster's in
Jodie
that.
Foster's still around?
And Annette Bening is in that. The same movie.
Yeah, I saw a
that.
trailer for that. It's a Netflix movie about Jodie Foster like helping her friend Annette Bening like become like a swimmer, basically. So they train for like 6 months to get her ready.
I'll have to watch the trailer. I may not watch the movie, but I like those actresses. Julianne Moore for May, December.
That's a good that's a good roundup.
Rosamund Pike for Saltburn.
Rosamund,
sorry. And Davine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers. I haven't seen that one yet.
I feel rusty as hell right now. I don't know any of these.
Do you want me to keep going to this list, or do you want to?
I think really we're just going to hear the same names over and over.
I can't see if there's anything like crazy different in here. A lot of
we don't need to hear about props.
They're also doing TV stuff here, so we don't need to talk about that as much.
Well, let me well, we're scrolling through those, but I'll kind of switch gears for a minute. So we do a couple things we want to kind of So things looking forward to in 2024.
Got it.
Obviously got yours. But we also have a lot of I'm gonna let you start that. You already got your research on there. I cannot see all that though. You're gonna have to read it to me.
So there's going to be a new so you know how it was like People versus OJ, and then it became like People versus like the Gianni Versace blah blah.
American Crime Story. I love those.
Yeah. So he also did Feud, Betty and Joan, which was about Joan Crawford and Betty Davis with Susan Sarandon and Jessica Lange, and it was probably my favorite Ryan Murphy project ever. So there's going to be a new feud, and this one's going to be the Capotes versus the Swans.
Oh, that's cool. That'll be
so
good.
That's gonna be dope. I'm excited for that. There's a new untitled Jordan Peele Christmas movie coming out.
He's going to Christmas. It's like a Christmas horror movie.
I hope so. It's got to be.
That's all he does.
It's an untitled horror movie coming out around Christmas. I'm really excited actually about. There's two that I'm really excited about. There's one called Ballerina, which is in the John Wick universe with Anna de Armas.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like, interesting.
Yeah, and she's like a ballerina / like assassin.
Assassin.
My God, I sound like Patrick.
It's an assassin. She's got good fashion. She's an assassin.
So that one, and then there's also one called The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling. And he's like a Hollywood stuntman who has to like.
Yeah, I heard about that
the movie. It's like a parody one, and then there's also one called Argyle.
Yep. Oh yeah, I want to see that too.
That one looks great. Civil War with Kirsten Dunst. I just watched the trailer yesterday. It looks really good. Griselda is a new Netflix series that I'm looking forward to. Which is Sofia Vergara being a badass bitch. And then there's going to be a new show. Remember Ted?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A Ted show now about like
I
him
want to
and
see that.
John in high school.
Yeah.
It looks funny. I trust Seth. I trust Seth a lot.
Yeah. You gotta trust Seth.
You gotta. And then I thought it was going to be this. I think it was supposed to come out this year. I think it's now going to come out next year. But Maxine, the third, Ty West, Mia Goth,
the final,
the
final of the Pearl X
Maxine.
In Maxine.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Pearl or X?
I don't think I have actually.
They're so good.
Oh my! You have to watch X first, and then watch Pearl. Don't watch Pearl and then X.
Yeah, they came out Pearl X.
No, it came out X first, and
no, it was X first. You're right. Yeah, it was X first. You're right. I'm trying to remember which.
Get on those for sure. Those are so good.
Okay.
Jenna Ortega's in Pearl.
Okay.
She's in
X.
Or in X or Pearl? I can't remember which one she's in.
She's in X.
Okay, she's an X. I haven't seen her in a while.
She even jumped at the camera for that one.
And what's her name is Mia Goth is like the new it girl right now.
Oh, Mia Goth is awesome. This whole like the whole like female going on just a break like binger like losing their minds. It's becoming my favorite genre. And that's like Mia Goth,
that says a lot about you.
Joy, Florence Pugh, like
I love her.
Ronan, like that whole upcoming group. Like,
Well, have you seen the trailer for Furiosa with Anna Joy Taylor, my girl Anna Joy?
Anya, yep.
I love Anna Joy Taylor. You know, like at first I'm watching it, I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, oh, this is like a Mad Max thing. And then they show her, and I'm like, oh, I gotta see this. Like she's
awesome.
Yeah,
she's awesome for sure.
She's always great.
Well, so I know real quick I want to talk about, we kind of mentioned about the festival coming up too. So if you want to talk a little bit about what we got.
I don't feel like it now.
All right.
No, I will. So it's let me pull up the exact dates because if I don't, I'll screw it up, knowing me. But Sunscreen's coming up in April, end of April. You guys will be there, obviously. You are more than welcome to come out.
Yeah, come on down.
I will. It's a 7-hour drive. It's really nice.
Oh, there you are. Oh, you're in Atlanta. That's right. You're in Atlanta, right? Oh, nice. I go there all the time.
I just found out that it's not only been voted one of the most stressful cities in the US.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's also been nominated on the list of like scariest cities.
Oh,
Also doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I know Hartsfield Jackson is the busiest airport in America.
The worst.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Atlanta.
You have to take a tram to that gate.
Yeah, I would rather just not. In fact, when
That's where I drive.
I was gonna say, but when I drive, like when I drove up for those 2 movies I did this year, one was in Pennsylvania and one was in West Virginia. I drove both times. I just went the coastline. I avoided.
Oh yeah.
Atlanta.
You just took like 94.
I just cut across Florida, and I was like, I'm not going through that traffic of Atlanta. So so it's the 25th through the 29th of April. So Thursday through Sunday, or 28th actually, Sunday, 25th through 28th of April. We have 500 films submitted right now, which I have to whittle down to around 120 to 130. So I'm doing that right now. So that's exciting. A lot of really good projects.
Yeah.
Working on a few people coming out that are, celebrity type. Great parties. Our parties are always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know
that was a good time.
Patrick had a great time.
Tony's the one who got.
Tony's the one who got. Yeah. Which one you didn't show up?
Tony's the one that got
the only time I've ever been late.
Of all people, we expect Patrick and Gavin. Who knows what happens with him? And Tony is late.
Here's the problem.
A party.
I wake up at 4 a.m. every day. This was the first time I went to bed at the time I wake up.
Yeah. Well, so we have this big party. It's always a really good time. And there's always, you guys came out to the after party, right? Or no? Yeah, that's why. So there's always like an after party at someone's house or whatever. It just ends up being, and it was like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we're all there. We're all hungover like there. I'm like, where's Tony at? Like, of all people, like they're not.
I was there early. I was
we weren't that late though, luckily. And he was there, and I'm like, just go ahead and get set up. Please get up. And I'm like, I'm at Starbucks trying to eat something so I can throw up and get done and get back there.
But it was fun.
I remember actually when I first met Tony Armour, it was when we went on to the Cannes Film Festival when
nice.
Dave Tampa used to do like a field trip where it's like
he still goes every year.
And when I met him, he was, very Tony, very reserved, very like, politically correct sounding, I guess. And then cut to like 2 a.m, and me and him both were in a bar or a club, whatever we are, and we stole the bottles from the bottle girls with the sparklers. And the 2 of us raging all over. And I'm like, this guy's awesome at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, he actually came
to
all the party of mine many years ago.
Did he?
Yeah, it was back when he was still producing. Just started the festival. It was like the first year, a couple of years, and he was still doing like producing. And he had just done that one movie, which he claims like is the horrible movie, which is why he stopped doing that.
Yeah.
And
wait, which one?
It was called, God, I can't remember the name of it, but it was very video looking. It was. Maximum something
Overdrive.
No, it wasn't Maximum Overdrive.
I did a running start with him.
I'll find out what it is. I cannot remember off the top of my head what it's called. But he did that. But anyway, so he was working with me to like kind of go through. He had a script person that was kind of going through a script that I'd written, kind of helped me out to kind of flesh out some things, and he helped me out with some business plan stuff. And so Halloween was coming up. I'm like, hey, you want to? If you're more than welcome to come. He's like, gonna bring a couple people. So him and his friends showed up at my house, and we're having this Halloween party. But he was just super chill and fun. That's when I got to know him.
He's got a couple sides to him.
Yeah,
I've known him forever, and he's a great guy. And
you have mandatory overtime.
Mandatory overtime. Yep.
Oh yeah.
You can still see the trailer on YouTube.
Yeah. No, he's still involved, and me and him kind of run the show with a few other people.
He's the top billed person for the cast.
Yep.
And he was
who, Tony?
Yeah. He's labeled as producers.
That's so funny. So it'll be fun this year. I think, we're still in the planning phase, but it is in 2.5, 3 months really. Yep. So I know you guys are gonna be there.
Yep, we'll be
every day.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Should I delay my birthday by a month and just do my 30th birthday at the festival?
Do it.
Sure.
We'll sing happy birthday. We do karaoke on that main night too.
Oh, I'm either doing if I do karaoke, my go-to is either Bohemian Rhapsody or no, it's always Bohemian
Barbie
Rhapsody.
Girl by Anka.
Yeah.
Are you doing like all the parts, like what's her name?
Or
Goldbergs.
Oh
yeah, the sister in the Goldberg.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So we'll obviously be there for the opening night.
Yep.
The kickoff night. We'll be there all day, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. I'll kind of wrap up like by the afternoon, like we did last time. But yeah, we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Around March, the first week of March, I'll know the schedule, and we'll have a lot more details. So maybe I can come on around then.
Yep.
And kind of give you guys the scoop. Maybe you can come a little earlier and give you guys the scoop. I know things. And I want people to come out. It's fun. It's awesome.
Yeah,
we have a good time. It's one of the big things I look forward to every year.
It's been great. So, like, I think Haley, I told you we've done this now for the past couple of years. So the first year was 2022, and then nobody knew us. Doug didn't even know us. That's actually where he met us. Tony was the one who let us come out there, and we had some good interviews and stuff. And we did some stuff, and then we got to know Doug and Brian, all the guys that run it and everything. And Ben. And so we were a little more organized this time and actually had set up because we didn't know what to expect the first time. And this time we actually had people, we had to almost set up schedules for people.
So they're like, it sound like we know what we're doing by this point. We really don't.
We know, Patrick.
Speak for yourself, Patrick. You do know she's your replacement now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No. Well,
Shane's replacing
you, but I think she's prettier than Shane, so I think she's your replacement.
Well, who else I reached out to me the other day, and we've been
trying to disagree with that. Shane's
pretty, but not as pretty as her.
Yeah.
So we also Michael's been reaching out to me lately. Michael Kessler.
Yeah.
So
he's
gonna back and
forth.
forth.
He's got a movie that's going to be in the festival.
Nice.
Well, possibly. He submitted to the festival, but
yesterday.
Yeah, he's one of the yesterday. Yeah. Don't wait till the last minute to submit your film. It's too late to tell you that now, I guess. But
love this show.
Now it's fine. Don't wait until like the week. Nice. The weekend before the 1st of March. Stone. That is
and so whatever updates in between then and now too, just let us know. And if even if you can't come on, just let us know what you need to.
You can
tell them and plug it out for you.
Yeah. So it'll be fun.
Get me an air mattress. I'll crash with one of you.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Maybe I'll get a hotel or something too.
Yeah. Actually, me and Gavin were talking about that. We're gonna do because this is what we did last year for the one night, the last night Saturday. And
he was still late. He was 2 blocks.
I'm not replaying that night again. I will be better. We live and learn. But this time we're actually talking about.
Now. I've never lived and learned.
I'm gonna be like, come on, just one more shot. We'll be stumbling in together.
How many times I heard him say, "I'm never drinking again" at the bar while he has a beer in his hand? Yeah.
I don't think I've ever said that.
No, I did.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so this time we're gonna look into possibly getting for the whole weekend. So Friday and Saturday, and obviously Sunday we'll be checking out. So that'll be our final day. But no, we're looking forward to it. It's a lot easier than driving all the way back here. I mean, it's not that it's that far.
I live in St. Mean, I still get a hotel because it's so much closer.
Isn't your office like 2 blocks away?
Yeah, but I'm not sleeping at my office. I'm not sleeping there.
It's like I don't want.
I'll sleep there.
Yeah, there we go. She'll sleep there.
How much do you charge?
Yeah, exactly.
Won't charge
yeah.
me.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Cool.
So yeah, she should definitely come, and
Yeah, come on out.
you guys maybe
I
Gavin.
got to. I have to now.
Gavin hopefully won't have COVID.
Oh, if he does,
he's
he's out.
wonder if maybe he's just hungover. I'm kidding.
I
Gavin.
don't think he was.
I'd say that's just domestic.
I think his plans yesterday. He's probably gonna hate. I don't care if I out.
Yeah.
He was his whole plan yesterday. Day plan was to meet up via online with his friends to play Magic.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I know he
He's
does.
gonna beat them up.
No,
Is that what
no, to play Magic.
Meet up.
Meet up with
I
him
thought
online
he was
via
gonna
online.
beat up some kids who.
Yeah, that's his whole plan.
So
He's
they
gonna
do-
beat up
wait,
some
they do
kids.
Magic over Zoom now?
Well, so him and his buddies, he
So
has
they
some
have-
friends here, but they have one friend that had to move back to
Okay.
Ohio. So and it was his birthday, and that's something they do. But he's like, I'm playing Magic all day tomorrow. I'm like, abracadabra, or what are we doing? So I don't know much about that stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I knew Dungeons and Dragons when I was like, 12,
And that was,
but I didn't know it
yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
Or from watching The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Or Stranger Things.
Yeah, or Stranger Things. But no, so yeah, unfortunately he had the COVID. So if he has the COVID during this, I'm gonna be like, you know what? We need our fill-in. So we'll
Well,
start
she'll
coming
be
up.
there too,
Yeah.
so she can be your other
Yep.
co-host.
We gotta find that one drunk guy who getting our names confused.
Frank and what was
Jeff.
it? Frank and Jeff.
No,
Yeah.
that's the guy that was emailing you told me to be leery of.
Yeah,
And
no,
he's
yeah.
still emailing me. I haven't
I'm
responded.
hoping he
yet.
doesn't show up this year because we basically banned him from
Yeah.
things. And I don't normally do that. I don't want to sound
Yeah.
mean, but he was a little belligerent and
Drunk.
not welcome.
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite episode because I've never seen you guys sit and spill so much tea.
Yeah.
So good. I'm just.
I don't think we have. That's like the only tea we have. Though.
Yeah,
We're at a
Boring
Pretty
tea. But
boring.
it's tea.
Our lives are pretty. My life's pretty boring most of the
Yeah,
time.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have that coming up, and then just keep updating us. Like I said,
Yep.
we'll let everybody know. We are coming up close to out of time here, so I hate to cut it off. But,
No. That's fun.
but Haley, in between
Goodbye.
that, if you want
See
to
ya.
jump back on and meet up with us again online and join us for another episode before the festival, let us know. Yeah,
Yeah. Let's do it.
we could do the trailing of Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Because that guy, I
Oh.
started reliving some of the movies. I'm like, well, he was in that, and he was in that, and he was in that.
We
and he
should
was
do
in
a
that, and
whole
he was
Paul
in that.
Rudd.
Yeah.
Because he's in stuff too. He's also in like shows. Like I don't know if you guys ever watched Tim and Aaron. Awesome show, great job.
I have.
Yeah, and it's a ridiculous. He's in a bunch of the episodes. This is in like early
Yeah.
2000s.
Mm.
Well, he was a boyfriend and friend.
And he's,
Like
yeah,
that.
like he's like he's-
Clueless.
and he never
Ant-Man.
and he looks exactly the same now as he did. I want to know.
The man made a deal with the
secret.
devil.
He's drinking. Him and Tom Cruise are drinking the babies.
Ew, not Cruise.
Tom Cruise. That's how he keeps young. He drinks the
Ew.
blood of babies.
He just
No,
runs all
he-
the time from all of his gay thoughts.
No, he talks to Xenu every day. That's the.
Well,
guy-
yeah. And yeah, Elron and Xenu and
I remember
Oh,
Paul
yes.
Rudd did an interview on Conan or a late night
Yeah.
talk show, and when he was talking about the last season of Friends, because he was the
Yeah.
fiance or whatever, and all of the friends, they were all like, "Oh my god, it's been a great 11 years," and he would just be like, "Yeah, it's been a great 2 months."
Yeah,
Yeah.
he went along with the whole thing.
I speaking of Conan, he was the one on Conan that would always play the Mac and
Yep.
scene with the kid falling down,
Oh, yeah.
going down the wheelchair.
So
flying
Conan,
down the mountain.
Conan has a podcast now,
Yeah.
and he was a guest, and he played the audio from that from that one scene.
His last, so Conan's last, I'm actually a huge Conan. I have Sirius in my car, and that's all I listen to is like Conan. And on the last episode, one of the last episodes of his recent show, right after COVID, so he finally had like real guests and whatever. And he comes out and he goes, I actually am not going to do that, because he actually came out with somebody else. He's like, but we have a skit we want to show you that was never aired on SNL. I'm in it, and they like sold you on it. Like he said, I'm not doing the McInerney thing. He like told that was, they talked about why he it started as a joke, and he doesn't even know how it just kept going. Like, and he's like, I'm not going to do that to you. And he did it again. Like he literally at the end.
I saw that one. Yeah.
He's like, all right, let's watch the skit. And then it was literally, he's like, are you serious?
Look how excited he is.
So
Drop the mic.
I just think that just cracks me up.
So yeah,
I
we'll,
will say.
we'll plan a Paul Rudd episode.
That was the problem when Ant-Man 3, he didn't write it.
Who?
Yeah.
Paul Rudd.
Oh, really?
He wrote the first two.
Oh, did he?
Okay.
Yeah. Or co-wrote.
Do you know who wrote Iron Man 2, actually? Justin Theroux.
Yeah, Justin Theroux and
I think that's Oh, so great.
Justin, the Prime Minister.
No,
of
the
Canada?
actor Justin.
Oh, okay. It's like, what the fuck?
Justin Trudeau. Yeah, I know. There's two Justin. There's the actor
and the Prime Minister.
and the Prime Minister of Canada. Not the same people.
Yeah.
Although they kind of look like they might be related.
Well, the Prime Minister of Ukraine was
Well, he was an actor. He was a comedian and an actor.
with that little teddy bear movie. What was it called?
Oh,
Ted?
No,
no.
Paddington.
Paddington.
He was Paddington.
Yeah.
Now he's fighting a war.
I love Paddington. Oh, those movies, Paddington and Paddington 2 are the best.
Dude, there's a guy, Dan Casey, who works for the Nerdist.com.
Yeah.
And he did a year-end movie, and he's like, I'm not kidding, Paddington is goddamn delightful.
No,
Like,
that's great. There's actually a scene in some movie I just saw where they're literally, it's like two bad guys having an argument about which one is the better of the Paddingtons.
Oh, really?
And they're like, no, Paddington 2 is the best. They're making a third one, which I'm looking forward to. I think it's coming out this year.
I did see one thing where like two kids were interviewing Timothy Chalamet and someone else I don't remember. And it was like, who would win Timothy Chalamet versus Paddington? And they all agreed Paddington would like, kick ass.
Paddington, especially in the second movie when he becomes like a detective and like.
I can see him just throwing down the raincoat. You want to die today?
Yeah, exactly.
Paddington just hulks out and becomes Cocaine Bear.
Greatest Oscar performance ever.
That's what the new movie, I just read about it because I just rewatched the first one and I was looking something up and I was like, and it said they're making a new movie. Everyone's coming back except for the mom, who's also in Shape of Water.
Yep.
But everyone else is coming back. But the whole story is going to be they're visiting the aunt in the bear retirement home. And I was like, this is your opportunity to have like Baloo and you have Cocaine Bear, like Cocaine Bear's in rehab. And retirement. I'm like, that would be the ultimate.
The bear from The Revenant.
Yeah, the bear from The Revenant. He's like,
he, What about the bear from The Great Outdoors?
There you go.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Patrick will lose
The Blood
his
and Honey
mind.
version.
Yeah.
The Blood and Honey version.
I'm like, this is the perfect time to show like a bear retirement home with all these bears.
They should do it like Identity, where all the bears are different personalities of one different bear.
There you go. Oh my god.
I think we just wrote a movie or something.
You go to meetings.
Yeah.
Call
us Hollywood, you cowards. We've already got a producer lined up.
Yeah. The problem is now it's going to be out in the ether, and that movie's going to happen, and we're like, damn it,
son of a.
Once we publish this, it's copyrighted.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
This is all right.
Exactly. The bear identity.
The bear identity.
The bare necessity.
The bear supremacy.
The bear ultimatum. They're like, wait a second, I think you guys are copying this a little.
He becomes a spy.
One bear's voiced by Matt Damon.
Bear becomes a spy.
Yeah.
We could rip off the Jeremy Renner version because that one's not as good as the Matt Damon one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't think I've ever watched Jeremy Renner once.
It was all right.
Was that the show?
No,
that was a movie.
Yeah.
Didn't they did a show? No, they didn't do it.
No.
I'm gonna get Jack Ryan.
Was that
Yes.
the, like Born Legacy or something?
Yeah.
It
was after all the
Was he
Matt Damon
supposed to
stuff.
be the same guy?
No. He was a different.
He was
agent.
a different. Okay, I
Yeah.
hate when they do it like.
But
Unless
he
you're
was-
Bond, you can't get away with being like.
It was his half brother, the other Born.
Yeah.
They didn't know he was born.
No, he was an agent in like the same organization.
So Bourne is like 007.
Yeah.
That's right. So his name wasn't really Jason Bourne.
I think Matt Damon's character was Jason Bourne,
And
but
then-
because it was so iconic, they're like Jeremy Renner. We know your name is Agent Steve Smith, but this movie is called The Bourne
Yeah.
Ultimatum.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I see so many plot holes already. This is why I didn't watch the movie.
we shouldn't throw
So
away.
many plot holes.
It reminds me, that movie reminded me of like 24 meets like Mission Impossible, but everyone
Yeah.
is yelling all the time. in
Yeah.
the cast. It's like,
Frantic. It's that like
ah.
we gotta get that body.
Throwing a couple zombies, you'd be good to go.
Hey,
It's like that
Can't go
company
wrong
that
with that.
tries to put out like the AAA movie before the actual AAA movie comes out.
oh yeah.
It's like when White House Down comes out a week before Olympus is fallen.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the company I told you about?
Yes.
Oh, they are horrible.
Give them the
Those
credit.
people.
Which one? What are they called?
Hang on a second. I know the name of the company. I used to tell them about this all the time because they would do it. They would wait like when Transformers came out,
It's
they
not
made
silent.
one, the Transmorphers. And then when like
Is it the
Snakes on I think it
It
might have
might
been
be
Asylum.
Asylum then, yeah.
Snakes on a Plane came out, they made Snakes on a Train
They're
right
the ones
before
who
it.
did the Sharknado.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that
My
is-
dad loves those movies. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know
are-
why.
well, that's the problem. So our parents, some reason, my dad will watch any of those. And I like a good B movie, like especially an older B movie.
Yeah.
Some of those I'm like,
will give me a call.
yeah, but sometimes I'm like, especially when you have Sharknado, like. But I also say that about Fast and Furious. Let's just wrap it up.
Yeah.
They're gonna go to space and travel through time, and then it's got to be over.
Yeah.
Like here's how they end the whole thing. They go to space because I really want them to.
They go back in time and kill themselves.
And I want them to race moon rovers on the moon. Like I want them to race those. But then when they come back, they have to go back in time. But they have to go back to the first movie, and then as soon as they travel, they get killed, and the movies are done, and they never
They have
happen.
to go back.
Doesn't that create a
in a
paradox?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have to. They get.
And then you find out Paul Walker's been alive this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on that island of all the dead souls.
Yeah.
Well, in the movies, they never actually killed him off. They
No,
just
he
don't.
rode off. He rode off into the sunset.
Yeah, they just don't
technically-
call him for the heist. Like, no, we're not going to do that. He's going to spend time with his family. And you all can shut the fuck up.
And technically, if we learned anything from Avengers Endgame, aside from it is one of the greatest Marvel movies that was made, is that changing the past doesn't change, or changing the past doesn't change the future.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
So Back to the Future is a bunch of bullshit.
Bullshit, yeah.
Speaking of Paul Rudd,
Oh yeah.
See, they get their time travel information from Endgame. I always go to Time Cop.
I go to Bill and Ted's.
I mean, I usually
Hot tub time machine for
Back to
me.
the Future. Back to the Future has the least explanation of how it actually works in it,
Yeah.
other than like even it never explains how it actually works because.
And I think that's like the smartest thing in the world because writing time travel is like the hardest thing to do.
That's why they did it. They said I love that movie. So I watched an interview with Zemeckis and he said, I knew that if we tried to explain it, it would just dumb down the movie.
Yeah.
So he just said, we're just gonna throw words out there and be like the flux capacitor, it's time travel to work. And everybody just went with it. I did. I mean, I don't know anybody who didn't go, oh, okay, no, that makes sense.
We all watched it. Still plays.
Yeah.
Well, it does before we go, it does remind me too of because I've been rewatching The Big Bang Theory because I love that show.
Yeah.
And
Really?
yeah.
I've never met a fan of that show.
No.
Oh, I know people. I like that show.
I do like Young Sheldon. Young Sheldon.
Sheldon's good. So there's that scene though that when it was later on in a couple seasons and they were doing the remembering episode and remembering how Leonard and Sheldon first met. They're sitting down and they're writing the contract, the roommate agreement.
Oh yeah.
And in this part, he's like, we both agree that if either one of us invents time travel, we will both come back to this point in time at the moment. And they sign it. They're waiting. They look for like, it's like, damn.
That's disappointing.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. Oh, that's something on. I like that show. I didn't watch it religiously. I should like it more than any. I should watch it more than whatever, just because it's so pop culture. And
I just like Sheldon.
I
I'm a fan of Sheldon.
He's the only.
If you could do a standalone show, not Young, but if you could do a Jim Parsons standalone show, I would watch that as Sheldon.
Did you see him in The Boys in the Band?
Yes.
The remake?
Yeah,
God.
that was good.
And he had a good part in Hidden Figures.
He was the Muppet. He was the man version of the Muppet in the Muppet, Jason Segel's Muppet in the song Man or Muppet.
Okay.
He's
I didn't know that.
The man version of I forgot the fucking Muppet's name.
Gonzo.
It's the new one they wrote. Did you guys not seen the Jason Segel version? Oh, you should watch it. It's good. But yeah, he's in that movie too. But it's like a funny little sequence.
By the end of the time that show ended, they were all making over $1 million an episode. So I think whenever he works, it's like he got bored.
Yeah.
Nah,
well, that's what happens in those shows, whatever.
I mean, I'll let you know if I get bored when I start making $1 million.
Right.
I ain't gonna be bored. I'm just gonna be like, I'm in the Caribbean today, guys. I'll see you later.
I'll Zoom you.
Hey, guys. Hey, I'll do an episode, but sorry, I'm gonna have the beach behind me.
I'll be in a mountain somewhere.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi is 10 miles away.
I'll just zoom from my phone and be like, I'm in Scotland with Sean Connery right now.
And I'll be in bed.
The
one thing I will say for this year, I really want to see some more stop motion animation, like some Coraline, some Nightmare Before Christmas. I miss it.
What's his name is working on something. The guy who actually did Nightmare.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's just the producer.
Tim Burton came up with the characters, I think.
Yeah, it's his story and whatever, but the director, and now I can't remember his name, which I feel very
Selleck?
Yes, no? Selleck, yes. He is awesome.
Trying to think of the director I hate, but he can actually do stop motion pretty well.
But he was working on something, but I'm not sure what, if he still is. Let's see. That's why we have Google, right? This is gonna be their longest episode.
I'm just staring at all three of you, just looking down at your.
Here we go. Wait,
Not
let me
stop-
join in.
I put stop lotion, not stop motion.
It's a great episode.
It's a totally different
You gotta
category.
stop the lotion.
Henry
man.
Fell-
Put the lotion in the basket.
Would you say stop lotion?
That's what he typed in.
Again.
Is your safe search on?
I'm screwed now. Nope. All right, let's see if he's got anything new coming up. He does. Yes, Wendell and Wild. Oh, that already came out, actually. That one, it's just upcoming. It might not have came out yet.
Okay,
It's,
that's the biggest
it's Keen
on
Peele.
earth.
Play the
Okay.
voices.
All right.
It's Keen Peele. Play the voice. It's called Wendell and Wild. It was supposed to come out in 2022. Those movies always take longer than they think.
Sons of bitches.
Let me see if it says online when it's coming out. Unless he scrapped it because he's mad at Tim Burton again.
How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing good. How are you?
What I want to
Oh,
it did already come out. Holy
So when you
crap.
come on down, what we'll do is.
All right, well, it came out in 2022 on Netflix.
All right.
I'm gonna have to watch it. It's called Wendell and Wild.
Wendell and Wild.
It's another stop motion movie.
Wes Anderson, as much as I hate his movies, is pretty good at stop motion.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
no,
dogs.
I love dogs,
I love dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
or I love dogs.
Why do you hate Wes?
I just hate his style. I generally do not like it.
I didn't like his last couple movies, but like Steve Zuzu's great. Rushmore's good.
He did The Incredible Mr. Fox, I think.
Yeah,
And that's like
that's the other one. Yeah,
I generally like that movie.
yeah. You know what comes out this year that I really want to see? Nosferatu from
Oh, yeah.
Robert Eggers.
Yep.
Which I'm really looking forward to because I love
Reminds
the
me of
witch.
SpongeBob with that dude.
What's that?
There's an episode of SpongeBob where Nosferatu is in it.
Oh yeah.
Them.
It's have you seen the movie The Witch with Anna Joy Taylor? It's and the movie Northman, and he did Lighthouse. Same guy. He's doing Nosferatu. It's with Lily Rose Depp is the girl. The Skarsgård, the creepy Skarsgård is Nosferatu.
Bill. There's their Bill, and then there's
Yeah.
Alexander, and then there's Stellan, their dad.
Yeah. So I like that there's one that's sort of the one that everyone says looks like a Greek god. And then you've got Bill, who's like, I could play every monster, like horror movie character. It's like a Doug Jones character or whatever. And then the dad is just always funny and crazy.
Yeah,
Anytime
he's Davy
someone-
Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, I know. He's great. He's in Thor, the Thor movies.
Oh yeah. Every time someone mentions Nosferatu, I can only think of Rick and Morty.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
vampires in the high school, and they're like, "What's your name, Nosferatu?" And then he goes to like the head vampire. He's like, "Are you fucking serious? Dude, stop it with the puns! Like you're trying to be secretive
Oh
here."
God, I love that show.
I want to do one quick fun thing also before
Like
we
the
before we
third
head
time.
out. No.
A
different thing, a different thing. A different thing. All right, so let's say hypothetically a dream movie could come out, right? 2024, 2025. Let's say 2024.
Mhm.
Each one of us has to pick one thing that the movie would be. So like you would pick like who would direct it. I would
Okay.
pick who would be the lead actor. You would pick like the genre. And
Okay.
then you would pick what would be another good thing to have?
Composer.
Composer? All right.
Well, I already had my answer lined up for this.
I have mine. Stop
Yes,
motion Ari Aster movie, 3 hours long.
All right, so
Soundtrack by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
so we have a stop action movie.
The stop action movie.
Who's directing it?
Who's gonna direct the stop action? movie?
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Who is not? I'm trying to think who would be a crazy stop motion director.
Darren Aronofsky.
I was thinking that's who I was thinking. That would be
Hi
a crazy
West.
thing.
I'm now thinking of Adam Scott because of the stop motion picture he tried to create in Parks and Rec. It was like 10
Or-
seconds long. He's like, I compared it to Avatar. Oh God.
Have you seen the stop motion scene in Harold and Kumar Christmas?
Yeah.
Ever
Oh
seen that?
yeah.
So ridiculous. Let's do Darren Aronofsky.
All
That'd be
right.
interesting to see.
All right.
Hmm.
Who's composing it?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer?
I was not lying
All right.
about that answer.
All right.
All right. And the lead actor is going to be Bruce Campbell.
Nice.
Actually,
Hey!
I watched that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds
It's
dope
so
as
funny you
fuck.
bring that up. I've been rewatching Burn Notice.
Oh,
Oh,
Like-
Yeah, I
nice.
love that show.
It's my
My buddy's
favorite
on
show
that show.
ever.
Oh,
Did you ever see that?
He's not on it all
He
the time.
he
But
did
I-
like one season, host a game show. I think you can find it on. I
love
think you can find it on Tubi.
His name's Jason, but he's
And
not a big character.
It's hilarious. I showed Doug an episode, and I've shown Patrick and them an episode. He's hosting this game show. It's like at a Comic-Con.
Oh yeah,
he does a side game show.
No,
you got to see it though. I'm trying to
he
remember
has
what
a
the
new
name
show
of it is
out right
called.
now where they just do deep dives into old movies and shows. And they do,
Nothing.
yeah,
that'd be fun.
I follow him on Twitter. And he keeps posting like little trailers for it.
When Twitter, fun fact, when Twitter first came out, they were doing the USA upfronts, and somehow I like applied to be like a Twitter correspondent at this little red carpet thing, and so I got to meet Jeffrey Donovan and Bruce Campbell, and it was
That's awesome.
Kobe Bell and Sharon Glass. But I remember when Bruce Campbell came down, because our job was literally to take pictures and post them on Twitter, and this was 2011, so it was like relatively new. And I got so excited for Bruce Campbell that I like jumped off the step, and I was like, "Hey," I was like, Bruce, like, I love you. Like, can we take a picture? We're gonna take a picture, okay?" And he goes, all right, I guess." And then we took it. And
that's his personality.
Yeah, like all right. And I have it. Hold on. Oh God, I would have dropped it. I have it on my mantle.
That's so great because it almost looks.
He looks like he's saying it like, "All right."
He literally was like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, I met him one time and he was super hilarious. He's like, all right. He signed my book. I bought the Chins Could Kill.
Oh, okay.
And he signed it for me. I forgot what he said. He said something in it weird and funny. And then my buddy was with us, and somehow they brought up the World Series, and they sat and talked for like 20 minutes about the World Series that year. And I'm
Hey, aren't you guys from the same hometown? Or
yeah,
like
Royal Michigan.
Yeah,
Sam Raimi and Ted Raimi and all those guys.
You lucky son of a bitch.
All the Ramis.
I was a little young.
So Haley, just so you
From a
know,
small
it's called
town of
Last
Linden,
Fan
Long
Standing.
Island. Nobody's from there besides me.
Yeah.
Last Fan Standing. You can find it on Tubi, but check it out. It's from a while, like
Last Fan Standing. Yeah.
2016. But he hosts multiple episodes, but it's his interaction with the guests on there, the contestants, how he talks to them is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And it's all movie trivia type stuff or pop culture.
Wait, did I send you the pop culture game show I did?
You sent me yours.
Yeah.
I showed them too.
Should have
Haley
won.
was on a game show.
Good question.
I will.
The show is called Who the Bleep Is That?
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, she's on an episode.
I didn't know
of it.
that you were on that. That's awesome.
There was one. I can't remember which question it was, and you didn't get it. I'm like, come on, I even knew that.
No. Because so I thought it was a trick question, and they were for some reason, and they showed like dissolving into it. It was one of those of Magic Mike. Yeah. And I was looking at the torso, and I'm like, that's too small to be Channing Tatum's. Like that, I think it's Matthew McConaughey because he's also in that movie. So I'm like, maybe just the poster. So I said Matthew McConaughey because I was just like nervous, and that's what got me screwed up.
It was funny. I was yelling at you at the TV.
I like that.
Like, come on.
But then I got every
I like that you knew what he looked like. And she didn't.
It was
okay. But if you see the one where I get $1 Million Baby, that was a second's worth of footage, and I got that one.
No, you did well. No, you did very well.
Nice.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's called Who the Bleep Is.
I've heard of it before. I remember when it was on because it had a couple seasons.
TMZ on their YouTube.
Wow, TMZ.
Big celebrity.
What do you?
Hey, everybody needs content these days.
That's what you guys actually need to add to
Sunscreen
to the film festival, like a game show section. I could host it for you. I've got a cheesy ass fucking blazer that's like bright blue. I used it for another game show thing.
The red carpet.
No, that wasn't that one. No, that was my shark skin. No, I mean this one's like
even
like
cheesier.
A bright blue.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a talk show or a game show host, have that like
and a pinky ring.
A pinky ring.
Yeah, I want to be like the fun person, like the I actually waited on Andy Rickner not too long ago.
Okay.
I want to be the Andy Rickner to the Conan O'Brien that is going to this show.
You gotta do it.
I want to be the one that announces the prizes and sends off the losers.
Tell them what they've won, Haley.
You won nothing because you suck.
Be like in UHF.
Oh yeah,
nothing. You suck.
I love the Arrested Development where he had like 7 identical twin brothers.
Oh yeah,
one of them was just a real dick.
Oh
How much can a banana cost? $10?
Yes.
God rest her soul.
Awesome. But yes, we do have to go now though. I think I'm also tied. I know it's sad, but you're coming back anyway.
Yeah, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Yeah, it will be split up into 2 episodes, and then you'll come back on when we do the Paul Rudd episode
or whatever. It's only we get like
an hour.
An
So that's why I
hour.
gotta make sure I chop that there. But yeah, so thank you guys very much.
We got it. Oh man, we should have known. We should have found a spot and had a cliffhanger. What's gonna happen next?
He never got in the cock-a-doodle
Fade the black
car.
right now.
Will they keep talking or won't they? Or will it cut off now? Tune in next week. The same movie talks and chill time. Same movie talks and chill
about the Batman show. Like, will they survive? Tune in next week. So I'm assuming they do. But there's another episode.
Will Gavin recover from COVID?
Oh, yeah. Will Gavin return or is
Will Haley finally stop being so angry at Patrick?
That'll never happen.
No, and if it does, hell froze over.
Yeah.
All right, but until then, audience.
Yes. Until then.
Thank you so much for joining us, Haley. Again, thank you. We'll talk soon. Doug, thank you for joining us. To the audience out there, thank you guys. Tune in next week for Movie Talks and Chill. We're your hosts. I'm Tony Cerasuola.
I'm Patrick Wall.
I'm Doug Tschirhart.
And I'm Haley. And go find me on TikTok, tiktok.com/@HaleyKnowsPopCulture.
Awesome. All
There you
right.
go.
Thanks a lot, Haley. We'll talk to you
Bye,
soon.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, you haven't stopped it yet.
Well, I'm stopping it now.
There's a lot of B-roll going on right now.
Oh, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. She's cool. I like